Hello dear friends, welcome to Latest Wealth. I am Kailash, financial advisor as well as wealth coach, and I am an entrepreneur also, and I am a stock market investor. Welcome to this program Mind, Money and Market. And earlier we have created 2 episodes about the frauds of tips in stock market and what is the story behind the SMS giving the tips about stock market. Then at the time, recently when I attended seminar, some people asked me, sir, all the tips are wrong. That means we should not follow the tips. Then why SEBI is not banning the tips? In this regard, I want to share my personal experience, the 8-point checklist to find out how the tips you can trust or not. These 8 points are very, very useful, my friends. And especially some of the points are where every point is interlinked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Suppose if you directly skip into 7th point without seeing the 5th point, then you miss some information. If you directly go into 6th point by skipping 2nd point, then you will get confused. So my request is, please watch all the things in a serial order. Take time. Let us start. In these videos, we have been sharing wonderful information with you. We want to educate the people. My intention is somebody should not get fooled in the stock market. A lot of people, they are having a fear about stock market. When they think about stock market, they get fear. And we want to remove that fear. Actually, stock market is not like that, what you are thinking. But it is also just like some other market, some other business. Everywhere, some people will be there who are ready to cheat you, right? In the education field, in the medical field, engineering, wherever in media, whatever the field you select, everywhere some people will be there to cheat you. And if you are alert and aware, you can avoid that cheatings, right? So let us start one by one. The tips, the 8-point checklist, whether the tips are correct or not. First point is holdings of the person who is giving the tips. Generally nowadays what happens, wherever you go, in the media, social media, newspapers, televisions, YouTube channels and web pages and magazines, everywhere, every person will start giving the stock market tips. So nowadays what happens, there was a saying in US, people come in the Rolls Royce, come and go and take the tips from the barbers. Because nowadays every person is start giving the tips. Chaiwala is giving the tips, barber also giving the tips. And when you go in the city bus, some people start saying about who are talking about cricket, they started giving the tips. And find out first when person is giving the tips. First point is you have to check it out. When the person is saying so and so XYZ stock is going to raise, so and so giving a recommendation about so and so particular stock, just check it out whether he is having a holding or not. Once again, there are 2 cases. Suppose the person is having a holdings, there are once again 2 chances. One is he may be loving that stock. My friends, yes, my friend, people have emotional attachment with the stocks because the ego factor will start saying, because I have selected with my analysis is not wrong. They want to prove that my analysis is correct. With that bias, with the emotional attachment, they start speaking. You might have seen in a lot of times in the family also. Why the argument comes? Argument comes between 2 people because one person says I am correct, another person says no, I am correct. When both people are sticking to their words, then the argument starts. You might have seen a lot of live shows in TVs about politics also. Same the way what happened, even though these so-called stock recommendation people, they wear the suit, they wear the glasses, they looks like very expertise. Sometimes they also caught up in the emotional bondage. One is they think their judgment is correct, or first point. Second point, second reason maybe they want to dispose of that stock, or somebody might have paid somebody to these so-called stock experts say that so and so stock is going to raise and give the buy recommendations, right? So that may be possible. You check it out with your own analysis. Have your standard parameters and check it out whether it is correct or not. Yes. Let us go to next point, the second point. Second point is most of the people, they keep on giving the free tips, free tips, free tips. Then they use your intelligence. Why they are giving the free tips? Are they open any charity? Why they are using the energy, time and money to give you free tips? Use your logic. That there is nothing called free lunch. Of course, I am not saying all the free tips are wrong. There are chances that the person who is giving the free tips, and in future they may want to start some paid subscription, so that after you trusting the free tips, you may get bondage with him, you may have connection with him, you will start trusting him, then they may start giving paid subscriptions. Some of the websites, they give free as well as paid also. In that case, what you do is just check it out whether they are giving same stock recommendations in free as well as paid. Naturally, that will be different, because free is free, paid is paid. How to check it out? Of course, it is a little bit difficult, because when I came to stock market and earlier I was also following free tips. Then I want to check personally. Then I paid the subscription for some people. Then I started checking out that person was free tips are different and paid tips are different. In that case, we can trust that person, because paid tips, you are paying some amount for the consultation. That's why they do the research and they started giving. That also you have to check it out whether they are doing the research or not. Why is, I'm not against the tips. I'm not saying tips are bad. It is also like a books. Can you say all the books are good? No, no. Can you say all the books are bad? No. Like a movies, can you say all the movies are bad movies? No. Can you say all movies are good? No. Same the way tips also, free or paid, you have to check it out. If they are paid, difference between paid and free, in that case, don't follow the free tips. Free tips may be, one or two tips may be correct, but most of the tips, they may not work for you. Suppose if you feel some person is giving good tips, don't blindly follow them. The third part is do dummy trading. What is this dummy trading? What to do is, suppose some X has come, he has given some tips. Today he has given, for example, this is the month of December, he has given. Just follow for 2-3 months, 2 months. Then next tip when he is giving, once again follow the tips. Once again do the dummy trading, like as if you are invested money in that stock. Like this start doing, if they are working, generally 100% success rate you will not get. Even I have seen with a lot of expert people also, they cannot get 100% results. Suppose in that case, if your striking rate is around 75 to 80%, then you can trust that person. And 75%, if it is only 50-50, then there is no chances, because he may not be doing that much research. Suppose the striking rate is only 20-30%, then why you need to follow the tips? You can also do by your own, right? So do the dummy trading. After you create a trust, you can start believing that person. My dear friends, whenever some people are giving the tips, especially so-called stock market analysis, be careful. The fourth point is exit route. Because what happens is, nowadays, after the social media, almost every person has become a celebrity. They started saying, they will create a lot of YouTube videos, they'll keep on giving the social media updates, and every day they start giving the tips and all. They'll build the trust between the customers. Then they'll become the models for the customers. They're having some fan following. Same thing. For example, if you see, then there are chances that some operators, they hire this guy, they will say that some so and so XYZ stock, suppose it is with the big players, they are having some 2 lakh, 3 lakh shares with them. Now it has already reached 25 to 30% returns. Now they want to dispose of. At a bulk, they cannot dispose of. At that time, they hire some of the people, so-called analysts, and they say, they pay some lump sum amount. Suppose, imagine, I have become very, very popular in India. Okay, well, I am having a big fan. Suppose I am having a 1 crore subscribers and I am having a 1 crore followers in Facebook. So people, whatever I am saying that time, suppose somebody comes and say, so and so XYZ stocks, if you say that XYZ stock is going to up, we will pay you 10 lakh rupees. Then if I say, okay, just for saying 1 minute, I am getting 10 lakh, why I should not say like this? I may start thinking. Okay now? How it happened, let me tell you. You might have seen a lot of celebrities, I don't want to mention the name, they start recommending so and so cola drink for your energy. This is so and so cola drinks. Give me most, I play very well by playing this drink. Do you think the celebrities are drinking that cola drinks? No, na? But they do because somebody is paying them money. Earlier, Amitabh Bachchan also giving the ad for Pepsi, but nowadays he stopped. Like if you go into Telugu cine field, Mahesh Babu is giving for Pepsi or some thumbs up. Do you think by having thumbs up, Mahesh Babu is become so slim? No, but they have paid money. Same the way it has happening in a lot of spiritual leaders I have seen. Some political leaders come and say, pray the spiritual leaders, they started supporting some political party. Same the way here in the stock market also, some of the advisors, what they do is they want getting good money, nothing wrong, they feel, because same opportunity comes, you also do like this. Now suppose if I come, I'll say, go and say so and so stock, I will give 20 lakh rupees. You may also same thing. So first is just check it out whether he is creating exit strategy. This is the fourth point. Now the fifth point is very, very important point. Be check it out. Suppose you are following some persons, some stock analysis, just check it out in the public forums. Because nowadays in the social media, a lot of public forums are there. However, there are also some dummy followers or real followers, some of the people criticize. And don't go with the 5-star or 4-star ratings, just check it out the people who has given adverse comments on that person. And just check it out on overall ratings so that you will come to some conclusion whether this person is saying correct or not. And as well as you go on his old blogs, because nowadays on the web you can find their old blogs and old recommendations if they are not removed. Then you can cross check and you maintain one journal so that you can also have the judgment clearly on your side. Once again I am saying, don't follow blindly, do your own analysis, either fundamental or technical analysis. Next, let us go to next point. I have seen a lot of people, they come to TV, they come to YouTube channels and they come to newspapers, and every Monday, some of the paper I have seen every Monday they will give some stock tips, some papers they will give every Saturday they will give some stock tips, some of the magazines every month they will give, some of the magazines every 15 days they will give, and if you see in the TV channels they start giving the stock recommendations free, and some of the places they give paid also. I was also caught up in the trap. Just I followed some tip. Of course, that was a paid only. Then I purchased some so and so stock, and they have given me target. I purchased at the price of 125 rupees. They have given the target of 300 rupees. Then I was very happy. I purchased, but after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, the stock was not at all raising. It was in the same price, 125 to 130, 131, like this only. Then I have sent one mail to that website people. Arey, you said that it is going to go with the 300 rupees target, but it is not. Then it is not at all raising his price. Then they have given one wonderful reply. Do you know? They said, sir, please wait. How many days we have to wait? The sixth point is check the time frame. Whenever somebody is giving the stock market tips, ask them what is the time period. You just check it out within 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, or 1 year, or 10 years. What is the time frame, or 1 day? But unfortunately, most of the stock market tips, they don't give any time frame so that they can escape. Like around 2 months back, 3 months back, somebody might have sold so and so pharma sector is going up. Then after some time, how can you call that guy that you have said that it is not going up? Now after some time, that person is not available. So please check the time frame also. Next, 7 is check the credibility. If it is a paid or free, as I was saying, follow. Some people I have seen, they go in the averages. How is? They keep on giving the stock market tips. Every day 5 tips they will give. If a person is giving 5 tips a day, in a month what will happen? More than 100 tips he will be giving. And 100 tips in a year, it will come to almost 1200 tips. Out of 1200 tips, 4 or 5 stocks may become multi-bagger. They might have given wonderful results. Then what they'll do, 5 or 10. When the person is giving 1200 tips, 5 or 6 will automatically will become bigger. Then they take the 5 or 6 tip and they'll make a wonderful brochure saying that on so and so date our analyst has given this report. Now it has gone into 3 times. Some of the they pick one more stock and they said the particular stock, XYZ stock, our analyst has recommended, it has given 40% returns in within 1 month. Like this they start showing. My friends, if a person is giving so much, there are 2 things you have to analyze. A person, how can he give the 6 or 7 tips in a day? Because to analyze one stock itself, even though you are very expert, at least minimum 1 day he has to take. Within 1 day, 5-6 tips he is giving means simply he is playing with your numbers, playing with your emotions. And there also you have to check the credibility. If the success rate is 75%, then okay. If success rate is only 5 to 10%, then why you need to go to that guy? Even you call your child, make a list of all the stocks, inky pinky ponky. You can select one stock, out of 1,000 stocks, some things will come up. Instead of that, better I say, go and invest in mutual fund. Because in mutual funds, every mutual fund, they will be picking up around 50-60 stocks. They will be in the stock list 15-20. Like this, you purchase 10 mutual funds, you will be having more than 100 stocks in your portfolio. Then why to break your head? So this is not this one. So you have to check the credibility of the person. Suppose in a week he is giving 1, like a month 4. So in a year, if he is giving around 40 or 50 stocks, now you cross check it out for the past. Because what happened, I do agree, I am not saying once again all the tips are wrong. Some people will having a good intention and they are having a good expertise. Really they want to share their knowledge. If the person is really genuine, I say just go ahead with the tips. If the really tips are giving good results, go ahead. Next, the 8th point, very important, the disclaimer. If you observe any website, any video program, and they put in the finally disclaimer, if you read disclaimer fully, because unfortunately most of the people what they are doing is, especially the new investors and retailer investors, without reading any disclaimer, just they put the signatures, they come into agreements. And that's what earlier I was saying in one episode. If you want to know how to terms and conditions, one video, please go and check it out. That video, you will come to know how to go through the terms and conditions. Read fully, understand the disclaimer. After reading the disclaimer, when you are giving your acceptance, that means even if 100 stock tips have failed, you cannot claim anything, because in the disclaimer they have already given. So please go through the disclaimer. If you observe from today onwards, just check it out. Every stock tip in the web pages, in the disclaimer they might have given, we are not responsible for your loss. That means they are very clearly they are escaping. So go through the disclaimer, and hope this video was very useful. My friends, we want to share this type of knowledge for a lot of people. And actually stock market is not risky, let me tell you. Without knowing the rules, entering the stock market is risky. Please learn the rules. How you can overcome is take some trainings, read a lot of books, and keep on reading newspapers, keep on reading the financial magazines. And nowadays, if you go to BSE exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange webpage and National Stock Exchange webpage, a lot of data they have given. Read it. Please remember, first learning happens, afterwards earning happens. Hope you have liked this video. Till we meet again, enjoy every bit of life. Have a nice day and bye-bye.